Hello everybody, welcome to another Rick's Picks. Today I'm going to be doing the final video in my Strange Tales series of figures by Marvel Legends. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking a look at him, Blackheart, see how he's assembled and take a good look at him and what have you. And then I'm going to give you my final thoughts on this whole line. So with that being said, first off, I want to thank everybody who has subscribed. You're very much appreciated. And for anybody who does watch this video and like it, then I please ask that you subscribe as well and check out my Marvel playlist. So with all that being said, without any further ado, let's get to the review. Now that we have already went through the whole lineup of these figures, it's time to get to the nitty gritty and the real fun to this line, which is building our Blackheart. So once again, everybody except for Wolverine all had to contribute to this character. So first off, you got his head. All right, that looks pretty wicked. I like the overall look to him. Okay. You got each of your arms. So you have one arm here. Okay. You got your other arm. All right. You got both of your hands. So you got these alternative fists. And you also got an open hand. Okay. You got the body here. All right. You have this foot. And last but not least, you have this one as well. So now let's get into the fun of putting him together. So let's start with the legs. See how well all of this comes together. If it don't pop together pretty well, I might have to wind up using heat on him, which might be a good idea actually. Because, yeah, trying to get that. Ah, okay, that leg went in pretty good. All right, so the legs seem to want to go in pretty easily. Just got to give it a nice spin. All right, so the two legs are in. No issues. Going to get him a stand. All right, so the legs are on. A little bit off balance because of the tail. Let's do the head next. All right, feels like that head is on. This arm next. All right. Now this arm. This one looks like it don't want to cooperate. Now, something that makes it hard putting this figure together is he has all these little spikes all over him. So you're trying to push this joint in. And you just got these spikes that want to dig into your arm or your hand in this case. There we go. Okay, that arm is in. So now he is completely together. All right, a little wonky. Oops. A little off balance. All right. Wants to lean back. All right, so there we go. He is now completely together and what have you. So let's start going through his points of articulation. Let's see how well everything works on this character now that he's together. So the head's a little tight, but it does move. Your shoulder joint seems a little tight as well. You got a swivel, your elbow joint, and your wrist joint. Right? Get this arm up. You got a joint here underneath the ribs. All right. You also got a back and forth joint. Right here, I guess that'd be considered a pelvis. All right. You got a thigh joint with a swivel. Okay. you do got a knee joint and an ankle joint. So it feels like all the joints move pretty well. Now the tail is just one of these bendy things. There's no real joints in it. Okay. So it feels like everything wants to work well on him. All right. Except for this tail. I'm wondering if the tail off balances him. He's trying to get him to stand. A little bit of a challenge. All right. This leg is twisted in a weird way too. All right, so there we go. Now we got him standing on the stand. So let's give him a rotation. All right. So I had to take a couple of minutes off screen to really reposition him so he stands a little bit better. So hopefully he doesn't fall over on us. One of the things I'm noticing is that his tail has weight and it kind of off balances him. So we're going to see how well he does with the rotation. The first thing we're going to look at is the head sculpt. The head sculpt looks pretty cool. You know, I do like how the eyes look on him and how the hair kind of has almost like a feathery kind of tentacle look to it. All right. So there we go. All right. Now, like I said earlier, he has all these little spikes all over him, which kind of look cool once you get them together, but it kind of makes it a little bit of a bear to put them to assemble him. So you may want to have like a towel or something in your hand when you try to put that together, or wear gloves or something, just to stop these things from digging into your fingers. All right. So you come around here. Kind of see, yep, there he goes. Like I said, that's not surprising to me because this tail does seem to want to off balance him. He wants to go backwards. And it's making it hard for him to stand because his tail just doesn't balance right. It's very heavy. So, come around to the back here. Because as you can see, he's bobbling a lot because his tail just completely off centers him. So you can see his back details and what have you. All right, now you come around this way where you can see his arms a little bit better, a little bit more attention to the detail. And I think that might be the other problem too, is that the character is designed to be on the front of his feet. He almost has like that werewolf creature kind of style to his feet, to where he's on his toes and his heel is up high. All right. And he wants to go forward now because I'm trying to make him a little bit more forward heavy to kind of counterbalance the tail. But it ain't working very well. Because now he wants to try to go forward opposed to backwards. So trying to find this character's center of balance is a little bit tricky. All right. And finish up our rotation. So overall, he looks pretty cool. I do like the overall look to him. So now let's see how well these alternate hands fit on him. All right, so that pulled off pretty easily. No issues. This one here pulls off pretty easily as well. All right. So both hands swap out very easily. I don't have any issues with any of that. Okay, so let's get into my final thoughts with these figures. So we're going to start off with Blackheart. Now, him overall, I like his overall look. His joints move very well. Didn't have any issues with any of that. He was pretty easy to put together. Some parts I did have to work just a little bit, but overall he did go together pretty well. My one issue with him is all these little spines. I know it's part of the character. I know it's how he looks, but it does make it a little hard putting them together because they want to dig into your hands as you're doing it. So you may want to wrap the parts in like maybe a towel or maybe wear gloves in doing it so those pieces don't dig in as you put them together. So that's the, my biggest pet peeve with this particular figure. Other than that, I think he looks really great. I like the overall look to him. He's definitely a worthwhile figure to have and to be put together. So with that being said, my final thoughts on him is I do like him. I would recommend him. Now, I'm going to just briefly touch on the whole series. I did reviews on all these figures, so if you're curious about any one of these figures, go ahead and check out my other reviews as well. But as a collective, I do like this set. All right. For the most part, they're pretty good. Excuse me. All their joints work well. What accessories they do come with fit well with the characters as well. There are some that I love, some not so much. So my two favorites of this set is definitely Wolverine and Storm. These are my two favorites. Not even just because I'm a huge X-Men fan. I always loved the X-Men. But I just like the overall detail to them. I think they really pop. They look really cool and menacing. Probably my next two would probably be Dracula and Brother Voodoo. I liked all the detail to these two as well. I think they look really cool. I like the design to them. And they do have a very sense of character and pop to them. After that, it would be Lilith and Moon Knight. I like them. They're pretty basic, but they do work for how they look. And it's a shame because Moon Knight is one of my favorite Marvel characters. Like I said in his review, I've been collecting his comics since, he was just Marco Spector, the Moon Knight, before he got like really popular and what have you. So, but overall, he's still a good looking figure. All of the ones I mentioned are really good looking figures, and I feel like they would look nice on your shelf. Now, the weak point to this set is him, Damien. I'm just not impressed with him. I don't like his overall look. I think they could have did more and made him look really cool and a lot more menacing. So I do feel like he is a weak point. Now, the one thing I will say about this line is at least all these figures keep to the theme. So they were going with the Strange Tale theme. They all really kept with the theme. They're all supernatural beings, all of them. He's pretty much the devil incarnate. You got Voodoo. You got Ghost Rider, basically, Dracula, Lilith, and vampires and what have you. So it all fits well because sometimes when you get some of these Build-A figures, you get a pretty good theme, and then you get that odd out character, that one character that you're like scratching your head, one or two characters that where you're scratching your head like, why is this guy even with these characters, So it's pretty cool that they really kept with the theme with this one. So as a complete set, I would recommend this set. Like I said, unfortunately, Damien isn't that impressive, but you kind of need him to build Blackheart. So he's the only weak link in the set for me personally. Overall, I would highly recommend this set to go with your Marvel Legends collectibles. So with that being said, I hope you guys did like this review. If you did, go ahead and check out my Marvel playlist and hit that like, share, and subscribe. They're all small clicks for you, but it really helps this channel grow. So until the next one, late.